So let's talk about why Pusha T has one of the longest and most interesting careers of any artist in music today. Pusha T was born Terrence Thornton in New York City in the Bronx in 1977, but he grew up in the city of Virginia Beach when his family moved to the Southeast while he was still in elementary school. In the early 90s, Pusha's older brother Gene was going by the rap name Malice and working with future legend Pharrell Williams, who was also from Virginia Beach, as early as 1992 while Pusha was still in high school. It was actually Pharrell Williams that originally gave them the idea to become a duo in the first place, after hearing Pusha rap for the first time when he had originally only been a bystander while his older brother recorded. In the mid-90s, Pharrell was able to help the brothers secure a record deal with Elektra Records so they could record, produce, and release a debut album under the name Clipse. The first Clipse album, exclusive audio footage, was produced entirely by the Neptunes, Pharrell's duo with Chad Hugo, and Pusha used the rap name Terrar as a play on the words terror and his own name Terrence, as he and his brother Malice began to build the sinister, villainous personas that still define Pusha's work to this day. But their start was far from easy. Their first single, The Funeral, didn't sell very well, and before they even had an opportunity to release their first album, their recording contract was canceled and the record was never released. Having your album canceled and getting dropped from your label for poor sales before your career even gets started is pretty bad. But once again, the brothers were basically saved by Pharrell when, 2 years later in 2001, he signed them to his Star Trek label so they could start over and record another debut album called Lord Willin, once again entirely produced by the Neptunes. And Lord Willin did end up being a big break for Clipse. Once it was finally released in 2002, Lord Willin immediately jumped to number 4 on the Billboard charts and sold 122,000 copies in its first week, later being ranked as one of the best debut albums of all time by Rolling Stone. Even 20 years ago, Pusha and his brother were rapping about drug dealing, and my personal favorite song from Lord Willin is I'm Not You, where you get to hear some early foreshadowing of the path that they would eventually go down. Right from the first moments of Pusha T's career, he and his brother were basing their entire sound around stories about dealing drugs, but it wasn't long before at least one of them seemed conflicted on their actions.